Khalil, nice to see you. As Kimberly outlines it there, the US, or should we really say the White House, the Trump administration is pushing this adamant line that this was Iran. Do you see or do you anticipate any pushback from that from any other quarters in Washington?
Definitely, even though there is broad condemnation in Washington in terms of the possibility that Iran has actually conducted these attacks in the Gulf of Oman, there is some serious apprehension here in town, at least on two counts. I would say the first is directly related to what is perceived as a premature accusation by the administration, whether by the highest levels, whether by the president or particularly the Secretary of State, where they laid the blame totally on Iran without necessarily sharing any evidence, particularly with Congress. And that is raising some doubts in the media and in the halls of Congress. And the second one, with regards to the fear that this incident, even though the evidence is not totally gathered yet, that it could lead to some retaliation military-wise without producing the evidence for that.
Yeah, actually, I think Kimberly said this earlier today. There's that feeling amongst some that they're watching an old movie here from 2002, leading into the Iraq War of 2003, where questionable intelligence took the US into conflict. I mean, I don't want us to jump the gun at all, but there is that familiar feeling, isn't there?
There is that feeling, and frankly, it's not just going back to 2003 in terms of earlier confrontations with Iran, but even more recently in terms of the behavior of this administration itself. I mean, it is fine listening to the Secretary of State discuss or base his allegations on intelligence assessment, yet this is the same Secretary of State and the same administration that turned down and despised assessments by the intelligence agencies of the United States just a few months back with regards to the Khashoggi murder, for example. So if the intelligence community cannot assess this one or cannot be trusted with its assessment of the Khashoggi ordeal, why should it be trusted now all of a sudden with this alleged assessment and with the Secretary of State claiming that this is a U.S. government assessment or decision? Again, the choice of words here is somewhat misleading.
Khalil Jahshan, always good talking to you. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.